Okay, so here I have one of the sides of my 1 metre cabinet. I'm going to cut it down to about 500 high to allow for a bridging door, which is lower down than a standard height door for a kitchen. A bridging door would allow me to keep it lower than worktop level and give me more room for the Vivarium. And so obviously I've got the tape measure and pencil there to mark out, and I'm using a straight edge to draw the line, and then in this particular instance I'll be using a plunge saw to cut it down. So I have 4 sides to cut. Once all 4 sides are cut, then I can start putting it together. I've cut down and put all the cabinets together, and now they're in position where the tank will be built. Okay, I've now got the end panel, which will form part of the Vivarium, and end panel for the cabinet. And because I want it close to the wall, what I've done is I've found a bit of skirting the same profile as what's on the wall, and I've marked it, so I'm going to cut that out with a coping saw. As you can see there, coping saw. Here's the side panels that I've screwed to the carcasses. I've used 2 end panels, one each side and one for the top, then used the other end panels left just to do the fillet at the top, and do one sort of in the middle between where the glass is going to be for the doors and the aquarium side of it. If you take note, there's the bridging doors, so they're slightly lower height, so they worked out perfectly to give me more vivarium space. And because I've cut around the skirting, it fits nice and flush against the wall. So now I'm going to get on with getting the glass made, and then once that's done I'll get it in place, start thinking about the plumbing filtration system. Also I'm going to start working on the backboard, which I'm going to use 12mm ply, and I'm going to cut 3 vents into that, and then start thinking about the 3D background that's going to go in there. So hopefully I'll have those done soon and start getting those fitted. I've just received the glass tank that I've had custom made for me for this, and I've just put it in place. I only allowed 3mm, so thankfully it went in nicely. And basically I've used toughened glass, I think along the lines of something like 8mm for the outer panels, maybe 8mm inside, I really can't remember because it's taken me about sort of 4 or 5 weeks to get this back from them. Basically I've put a few holes in there, a hole between the 2 panels of glass and another one out there. So that one there is for the soil, so if it gets waterlogged I can drain it off. Obviously if too much moisture gets in the soil. And then the front left side there and there is going to be water. That hose there sucks the water out and takes it to the filter. Those 2 there take the water back into the water, the tank part again. One will be a waterfall, one will be just direct feeding in. And so that's now in place, ready for the next step. I'm going to start trying to put the background in, which I've been trying to put together for weeks now, and so I'll show you how that gets on. I've put the glass doors in now, everything's all done more or less for the build wise. Siliconed all the edges yesterday, and I've sealed all the rock base as well, so that's all now done. Just got to do the final touches to the water system, start getting some plants in there and get these side backgrounds on, and we should be more or less there, ready to put some water in.